Claire Hawkey, Convener, Standards, Procedures and Public Appointments. Ms
Thank
Hawkey,
you, Convener, and thank you, First Minister, for joining us. As you'll be aware, the Standards Committee is looking at some of the recommendations which came from the Commission on Parliamentary Reform. So I'd like to see the Government's opinion specifically on some of the recommendations on members' bills. The Commission concluded there's scope for greater collaborative working between MSPs and the Government to take forward backbenchers' legislative proposals. Do you agree with that conclusion?
I agree that we should try to achieve greater collaboration between government and members when members' bills are being contemplated. That said, I think there is fairly good collaboration already, so I don't think this is an area where things are in need of radical overhaul. I'm aware of the Commission on Parliamentary Reform, the recommendation it made to effectively remove the rule that says when government decides to legislate, then a member's bill would stop. I think it's fair to say I don't have really strong views one way or the other on this, so we'll be interested in the committee's deliberations. I suppose a few things I would say would be the government doesn't, it's a bit like the previous answer I gave, the government doesn't use that particularly often. I think, in fact, the current government has only done it twice, which is effectively step in and take over a member's bill, and those occasions were, I think, the lobbying bill and the human trafficking bill, so it's not something that happens particularly often, which makes me think that while, as I say, I don't have really strong views on this, the Commission recommendation is maybe a solution, sort of searching for a problem that doesn't really exist, which makes me think I'm not absolutely convinced that there is an overwhelming case to take away that rule completely. It may be that there's some modifications that could be made to it. And one thing that I do think perhaps merits a bit of examination is around timescale. So if the government did say, well, no, we intend to legislate here, thereby taking away a member's right to take a bill, that there should be some time scale in which the government has to do it or not do it, in which case the member's bill would come back to the fore. So, yeah, I think there are issues there that merit examination, but whether this is a fundamental problem in how the system is operating, I'm not convinced I've heard the evidence of that.
Yeah. Thank you. If the Scottish Government does take on a legislative proposal then first raised by a backbencher, how would it involve the member in the development of that bill?
Well, as I say, in the life of this government, it's only happened twice, and so maybe the members who first proposed those bills are better able to give a perspective on that than I am. I think from memory that would be Neil Findlay and Jenny Mara, I think. But what we would seek to do, and what I hope we did in these circumstances, would be to continue to talk to the member in terms of the process of consultation, the process of agreeing the terms of the bill. It's not necessarily the case there would be complete agreement there, but we would certainly seek to continue to involve the member as the consultation and the process of the bill developed.